Tonight, COVID cases are up in Minnesota, but experts say we're better prepared to fight the virus this time around. Plus, snowplow drivers are brushing up on their skills as fall begins to fade and winter draws near. And lawmakers are back in Washington in a last-ditch effort to avoid a default on the nation's debt. What's at stake tonight?
From CBS 3 Duluth, this is the CBS 3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. While the U.S. as a whole is seeing a decrease in COVID-19 cases, that's not the case everywhere. Minnesota reported nearly 8,000 COVID-19 cases over the weekend. 10 people died. In St. Louis County, 273 people tested positive this weekend. One person died from the virus. While case numbers are comparable to last winter's virus surge, CBS 3's Kendall Jarbo explains why health leaders say we're now in a better place to fight the virus than we were a year ago.
Minnesota healthcare workers are confronting COVID-19's aggressive spread.
While much of the country experiences a decrease in COVID transmission following the latest peak, there's more uncertainty here in St. Louis County.
Essentia in St. Luke's and Duluth gave a coronavirus update Tuesday. Reps from both hospitals say nearly 30% of the people in their ICUs right now have COVID-19. Most of them are not vaccinated.
We are currently really seeing unprecedented volumes within the emergency department, seeing very high volumes and persistently high volumes day and night in both our ER and up at Essentia.
This influx of people seeking emergency care is straining the system, forcing patients to get treatment at other hospitals around the state. Unlike last year's surge, a vaccine is now available.
If you are unsure of the vaccine, make an appointment with your healthcare provider and have a one-on-one conversation with them about the vaccine and the benefits it provides.
Health leaders say the vaccine is the most effective way to protect yourself and others from the virus.
Less than 60% of the population in St. Louis County has received at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. More people are testing positive for COVID in Minnesota. The state's COVID test positivity rate has climbed to 8.3%. That's the highest it's been since vaccines rolled out late last year. It continues to climb. 10% positivity is the state's line for the high-risk category. Minnesota's rate of new infections is also 7th worst in the nation, with the most new infections among school-aged children. Minnesota's eviction moratorium is phasing out, with a big protection ending today. Pandemic-era eviction protections in the state have been phasing out since June. But starting today, landlords can terminate leases so long as they give renters notice. However, tenants who are behind can stay in their homes so long as they have applied for rental assistance with the state. Experts with One Roof Community Housing say communication with a landlord is key, letting them know where you are and how you plan to get caught up.
If that's not possible or they have any concern about that, they could also reach out to the Tenant Landlord Connection, which is a program of One Roof. We help mediate between tenants and landlords, so we could help facilitate that conversation.
The state housing assistance program is called Rent Help Minnesota. One Roof can help you apply. You can also call 211 for assistance. If you qualify, protections last through June of 2022. We're learning new details tonight about the resignation of Proctor's high school football coach. Last night, we reported the Proctor School Board accepted Derek Parendo's resignation. He's a teacher and the school's head football coach. Parendo's resignation takes effect at the end of this school year. However, he's on a personal leave of absence until then. Today, Superintendent John Engelking told us Parendo's leave is paid. This comes as police investigate a complaint of student misconduct on the football team. The complaint led to the cancellation of the team's season. Neither police nor the district have shared details about the nature of the investigation or the original complaint against the team. Police tell us the investigation should be completed sometime this week. Well, Dave is here for a first check of the weather. Dave, another kind of gloomy one out there, but not too bad for October.
Yeah, not too bad temperature-wise, warmer than normal, and the gloom up above Well, we get used to that in
Yes, we do.
October as the polar jet stream wobbles a little bit, migrating from its summer home to its winter home. So it tends to be cloudy and foggy and misty this time of year. Now, taking this live look towards Virginia, there's the Virginia High Bridge, and we're looking down into Richelieu Pit. And I hate to admit I'm old enough to remember when that mine was still working, but looking at the South Shore cliff there, the trees still have a lot of green color. So the fall color peak has not passed that little slice of Virginia and the Iron Range. And with cloud cover still on the thicker side, maybe a little bit of rain is a good thing to water those leaves. We're in between two low pressure systems. The two are working in tandem to bring us clouds tonight and an 80% chance for showers tomorrow, maybe even some decent rain. So clouds on the thicker side tonight, maybe even some precip out of those clouds for Wisconsin, Michigan. Could stay dry for Minnesota. Wednesday, though, all zones run 80 to 90% for the rain chance. A high temp of 60, held down a bit by cloud cover, still about 5 degrees warmer than normal. Will we start to cool down as the week unfolds, and will we dry up after tomorrow? Two questions we'll answer coming up in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. While most of the Northland was dealing with some rain today, soon enough it will be snow. CBS 3's Peter Kavakowskis rode along during the City of Duluth's annual plow training and joins us now in studio. Peter, how was it?
You know, I definitely kind of felt like a big kid in an even bigger truck. Yeah, I had the opportunity to bob and weave along with the drivers as they put their skills to the test as snow begins to fly across the region. The drivers completed an obstacle course where they backed into makeshift alleys, avoided simulated cars, and even attempted a reverse maneuver, all while driving a plow truck complete with an additional wing on the side. Leaders say it's critical to prepare drivers to hit the streets when the snow does begin to fly.
What this does is kind of simulates a lot of what they might see in the real world. Obviously, we're in a controlled environment with no snow, but once again, it's a really good refresher for all these folks to kind of plow around simulated parked cars and offset alleys, things like that.
Vukolich says the course is timed and the winner does get to take home a pretty nice jacket. But, Kristen, the day wasn't all fun and games. The drivers also completed courses inside where they learned about health and well-being of drivers, as well as pollutants and all that other stuff.
All right. Well, you know, it's hard to believe that we're already thinking about snow, but it will be here before we know it.
Very soon.
And the Duluth Streets Department, as well as MnDOT, are still looking for plow drivers heading into this winter. We have more info on that on our website. Thank you, Peter. Northern Minnesota companies are also looking for workers who want a hands-on job. More than 34 employers from across the state will gather for a job fair tomorrow. Companies with skilled trade jobs are hoping to connect with future employees. Some jobs you can learn about include welding, construction, and electrical. Kelsey Johnson with the Iron Mining Association says the hope is to get people back in the workforce.
We're just excited to have all sorts of employees and employers coming from all over the state to really try to get people connected with potential jobs and job openings.
The job fair is from 3 to 8 p.m. at Clyde Iron Works in Duluth. It is a free event. If you're seeking a job, you're asked to bring a resume. Council President Renee Van Nett introduced a resolution after a ceremony outside of Duluth City Hall for Indigenous Peoples Day. Van Nett introduced the resolution, and it calls on Congress to create a commission to investigate and take responsibility for harms caused by those boarding schools. Minnesota had a total of 16 Indian boarding schools between the 1860s and 1970s. Minnesota Senator Tina Smith has co-sponsored a bill to launch that commission. Well, moving to Washington, D.C., here's a live look at the Capitol there. Today, the House is back from recess to vote on a measure to temporarily raise the debt ceiling by $480 billion. If the new measure is passed, the Treasury would continue to pay America's debts until December 3rd. Last week, the U.S. Senate approved the measure along party lines, giving Democrats a chance to focus on moving both a bipartisan infrastructure bill and a larger social spending measure in the right direction. Now, President Biden has lowered his price range on the Build Back Better Act from $3.5 trillion down to around $2 trillion. The president hopes the price change will please moderates, but not everyone agrees.
I'm very disappointed that we're not going with the original $3.5 trillion. If there are fewer dollars to spend, there are choices to be made.
As the debt debate continues on both sides of the aisle, the short-term debt ceiling increase and a temporary government funding bill expire on December 3rd, setting the stage for another possible showdown in less than 2 months. Cases of a kitten disease means Animal Allies isn't accepting cats for their shelter. The disease is called panleukopenia, which is a highly contagious gastrointestinal disease. Early symptoms include vomiting, fatigue, and diarrhea. Animal Allies leaders are asking people who find a cat to keep it at home for the time being, and they can provide essentials like food and kennels. They'll start accepting cats again in a couple of weeks. Animal Allies spokespeople say even at home, you can help slow the spread.
You have your vaccine regimen and you're, not exposing your cats to, street cats or cats in the community and keeping up with vaccines. It's very unlikely that your kitten would have panleukopenia.
The disease mostly affects cats and kittens, but can infect puppies as well. If you'd like to support Animal Allies, they have a virtual furball fundraiser October 15th through the 17th. For more details, you can visit our website. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a new atmospheric study is out, and experts say the U.S. could see more natural disasters by the end of the year. We'll break down the study next.
Temperature-wise, 1936 may have been the wildest year our region has ever seen. That summer, we set our area's record high, and then today in 36 set the record low at only 18 degrees. Will we get that cold for the week ahead? No, but I think for the weekend, it may be cool enough inland for finally a killing frost to come across. We'll talk about temperature trends and the precip we face tomorrow coming up after our break.
Here, when our path takes an unexpected turn, we keep moving forward. When life sends us a message, we listen. When you're determined to beat the odds, we help you plan for what's next. This is commitment, resourcefulness, determination. These are remarkable people doing remarkable things together.
Here you go, sweetheart.
It's your first savings account.
A savings account? Imagine the possibilities.
Oh, no.
But I really wanted a basketball.
You may dribble me.
Imagining a bright future? Let's see how we can help. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites and always a smile.
At UCare, we have something to say to all our members, new and old. Thanks for choosing UCare, giving us more reasons to keep moving forward and doing what we do best, answering questions and helping members make the most of their plan benefits. Because we're simplifiers, decomplicators, and, well, figure-outers, with a range of plans at different costs. If your current plan isn't right for you, we'll help find one that fits. UCare, people-powered health plans.
I know, but Mom, don't skip your recommended vaccines. They help protect you against certain diseases, so ask your doctor or pharmacist about any recommended vaccines you may need. Skip the other stuff instead, like, I don't know.
Skip the pants. Huh?
They're already doing that.
Nice.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Cully.
Yeah, so skip one of those mini Zoom parties. No, Mom, no. Not our Zoom party. I lost her.
Well, here's some news that's quite delightful.
Oh, pop some popcorn, because this is about to get good.
Congratulations.
Huzzah!
Yes!
Exactly.
Bravo. So hot. You're welcome.
Up top. No, just put your hand up. Just close enough.
A new Ghosts, Thursday, 9/8 Central on CBS.
CBS 3 Sports is brought to you by St. Luke's. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weathermax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Let's take another look at this picture from Sarah Perro that I showed at 5 o'clock. And it just juxtaposes our region's nature so well by taking a look at nature. As Kristen mentioned not too long ago, it's been a little bit gloomy since the weekend with a grayer sky, but we've been getting a few peaks of blue. You can see that in Sarah's picture here. And also up in the sky, we've got the gray clouds, and with sunset coming around, a touch of color up in the sky rather than down at the ground. This is the season for, of course, the leaves to turn color, and a lot of pockets of resistance are still out there. This stretch of country is still on the greener side as well. So with the weekend coming up and a clearer sky coming to call, should be great for leaf viewing if you're into that. Although tonight and tomorrow still on the gray side. In fact, a pretty decent chance for rain tomorrow. We'll talk about how much is coming after this look at the current conditions. Duluth International Airport reports 61 degrees, 75% for the relative humidity with a north wind 5 miles per hour. 29.95 inches of mercury is our barometric pressure. And current temperatures are still running about 57 to 58 in the UP from Ironwood to Watersmeet. Crossing the bridge over towards Hurley, it's probably 57 there as well. Otherwise, Wisconsin's running a range of 59 to 61. The warm spot being Solon Springs and Superior. Cool spot Ashland, which is usually the other way around. Ashland lately has been warmer than everybody else. Well, turnabout always is fair play with the atmosphere. Current temps in Minnesota, 50s for a lot of towns, especially inland. A little warmer by the lake right now, low 60s on the North Shore and down towards east central Minnesota. Frankly, tomorrow's temperatures will be very, very similar. And the Doppler map right now shows low pressure systems. One is leaving to the east, but its tail end still affecting our weather. And another one's coming in from the west. We can see more clouds creeping towards us here. So what we're getting right now in northern Wisconsin is a few spotty showers here from that low pressure system moving towards the east. And later on tonight, the one coming in from the west will make its presence felt just a little bit more. Backside of that low, upper elevations of the Rockies, it's cool enough for snow to fall there. In the flatter elevations, lower elevations here, we're looking at rain on the front side of the low. And that's what's coming to call then for tomorrow. The rain chance tomorrow could go 80% in Minnesota, 90% for Wisconsin and for Michigan. And once we get into Thursday, the low will go. But by the time it does leave Thursday and higher pressure settles back in to clear us up, we could have rain totals like this in our local rain gauges, running about 1/4 of an inch for many towns to about a 1/2 inch or so, especially up towards Ely. That's where we might have a decent chance for around a 1/2 inch down towards Moose Lake as well. Tonight, temperature-wise in Minnesota, that range of low temps will go from 47 on the range to 55 by the lake. Into Wisconsin and Michigan, there's a 20% chance you'll keep those light showers going, low temps in the low 50s. Tomorrow, daytime highs, Wisconsin, Michigan, lower 60s. That's still about 5 to 7 degrees warmer than normal. 90% chance for rain on that side of life. In Minnesota, 80% chance. High temps about 57 to 62. And similar temperatures with us the rest of the week then. Keeping in mind 55 is the norm. We run 50 to 60 for our highs, about 38 to 45 for the lows. Even the Twin Ports could dip into the 30s Saturday and Sunday. And if that's 38 by the lake, could be near the freezing mark for inland communities, and this may finally spell the death knell for our gardens.
All right, thanks, Dave. With less than 3 months left on this calendar year, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says 2021 is on track to exceed last year's record of 22 separate billion-dollar natural disasters. Here in the Northland, we experienced drought and we saw wildfires for much of the summer. But in other places, they saw floods and historic winter weather. According to NOAA's National Centers for Environmental Information, 18 separate billion-dollar weather and climate disasters occurred in the first 9 months of the year.
I think fewer and fewer people are climate deniers these days. I think the more you see this kind of thing, the indiscriminate and intense nature of the storms, I'm not sure how you can sit on the sidelines and say, you know, we don't need to do anything.
NOAA predicts 2021 will beat last year's record of 22 individual billion-dollar disasters, and so far the U.S. has already surpassed the dollar amount spent on climate events in 2020. Well, Kevin is here now for what's going on in sports.
The Minnesota Wild made the trip to Amsoil for a public practice before they dropped the puck for real on Friday. And hear from head coach Kurt Weezy ahead of their Bulldogs game Saturday. Sports is next.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night. CBS 3 live cams brought to you by KohlerChev.com. Now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChev.com, a better way to buy.
Hi, my name is Dr. Andrew Davis. I'm one of the otolaryngologists and head and neck surgeons here at St. Luke's. Otolaryngology and head and neck surgery encompasses the field of ears, nose, and throat. The head and neck region is responsible for harboring all of our senses, and a lot of the daily functions that we take for granted really makes us kind of who we are and what we are. Having the ability to make such drastic and impactful changes in patients' lives is humbling, but also profound.
What does home mean to you? From graduation to the new job to sharing a life with someone else. As you change, so does your idea of home. Visit yournorthlandhome.com for comprehensive information on buying and selling your home with JS Realty, including mistakes buyers make and preparing your home to sell. Yournorthlandhome.com has the information you need to find a place that feels like home. Download your free guide today at yournorthlandhome.com.
Cracks in brick, cracks in block, call DBS. Leaning or bowing basement walls, call DBS. Sticking windows or doors, call DBS. Settling or sinking foundation, that's right, call DBS. It's a fact, foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call DBS. Call DBS today.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. From value-priced softeners to the world's best and even salt-free. No one has more solutions than Culligan to customize the best filtration for your home. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Numi Jewelers is a full-service jewelry store ready to help you find the perfect piece or design your own. With our custom design services, we work with you to create the one-of-a-kind piece of your dreams. True love is guaranteed at Numi Jewelers.
At the DTA, we're making your bus ride even safer. You can now buy your ticket anytime, anywhere, using the new MyDTA app for mobile fare payment and trip planning. Contactless, safe, convenient.
Calling all Bulldogs. Do you consider yourself a diehard UMD Bulldog fan? Send a picture of you or you and your crew all decked out in your Bulldog attire for a chance to be the My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week. Follow the My9 Sports Facebook page and post your pictures there to be entered into our weekly random drawings. Each Fan of the Week will be showcased in our My9 Sports UMD Athletics Broadcast of the Week. The My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week is brought to you by the Duluth Tap Exchange.
When you watch CBS 3, you get up-to-date team coverage. Online, on your phone, and on the air.
6 o'clock this evening as we enter the overnight hour.
Right down to your neighborhood. For local weather coverage you can trust, tune to CBS 3.
The Wild have officially wrapped up preseason play and are preparing for their regular season opener on Friday out in Anaheim, and they decided to do their final preparations in Duluth. The Wild spent some time on the North Shore and practiced at Amsoil Arena today. GM Bill Guerin had the idea to bring the team up to the north for a team bonding getaway. They got in a round of golf at Northland Country Club and even jumped into Lake Superior last night. Ooh. Their practice at Amsoil was open to the public this afternoon, sandwiched in between the UMD men's and women's hockey teams' usual practice time.
It was nice to jump in the lake. Lake Superior is freezing. It looks like an ocean. I never really got close to it until yesterday, so it was a lot of fun. We had some, never been on a lake with like 4-foot waves coming in and hitting you, so it's kind of been weird being from Southern Ontario with seeing the waters like that, but it was awesome. We had a lot of fun and definitely woke us up yesterday when we jumped in that play.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, you get to know guys really quick, you know, when you're all together for an extended period. So a lot of laughs, a lot of stories being told, and really getting to know everybody really well.
It's the first time in 5 years that the Wild have taken a trip to Duluth. On the road again it was for the Bulldog, and another weekend where UMD found themselves battling back in the fourth quarter to stay in the winning column, with Logan Gretz leading the pack behind center. The freshman Division I transfer from North Dakota State University has earned his spot after QB1 John Larson battling through an injury in the last few weeks, so when Gretz was called up, he knew he was ready to go. Gretz had another impressive performance in the defeat over UMary. He threw for 150 yards and 4 touchdowns. Gretz was also accompanied by Kaz Money Martin, who put up another 100-yard day with a total of 141 yards rushing in Saturday's win.
Every single game is coming down to the last thing, and that's really how you tell how good a team really is. And just rally around each other and get out there with a win, so it was good for sure.
Something we've learned from the first 6 games of the season is we need to be prepared each week. You know, every team can beat every team in our conference right now. I think we need to continue to do a better job not getting penalized in critical situations. We had some of that happen again last week. Do a better job forcing turnovers and continue to take care of the football.
It's homecoming week for the Dogs. John Larson's status remains day-to-day ahead of Saturday's kickoff at home. Until then, Gretz is on track to suit up as the quarterback against the Golden Bears.
We take every week seriously. No one's an easy win or anything like that. We're just going to come out there prepared. You know, these guys are going to bring everything they have at us, so we're going to get a good game plan this week and be ready to go.
Kickoff is at 12:05 in Moloski Saturday afternoon. And after going 23 1/3 scoreless, the Brewers finally get in the scoring column, scoring 2 in the fourth. They are tied with the Braves 2-2 in the top of the fifth.
All right, plenty of sports to go around, huh?
Yeah.
Fun to see the Wild in town.
Yeah, I'm sad I didn't get the chance to see him,
Yeah.
but I'm sure that...
Are you jealous that they got to jump into Lake Superior and you didn't?
No. Oh, no. Are you?
I'm not either. Nope, I'll pass. Thank you, Kevin. Well, tonight on the CBS 3 News at 10, as we inch closer to the spookiest day of the year, Halloween decorations are popping up all across the Northland. But for those in Superior, something even more frightful is happening to their decor. We'll share their story tonight at 10. A southern Minnesota man killed in action in World War II is finally coming home. First Lieutenant Alan Peterson of Brownton was 23 when his plane was shot down over Romania in 1943. He was serving as an Air Force bombardier and had flown 47 missions. His remains couldn't be identified at the time, so he was buried in the hero section of a Romanian cemetery with other unidentified personnel. His remains were later moved to a military cemetery in Belgium. In 2017, a new effort was made to identify the remains. On July 9th, Peterson was officially accounted for thanks to DNA analysis. He will be buried later this month in Glencoe, Minnesota. Well, Dave, do folks need to grab their raincoat as we head into the night here?
You know, you probably could brave it without it. It should be mostly cloudy in Minnesota, just a slight chance for sprinkles, Wisconsin and Michigan. Tomorrow's the raincoat, umbrella, whatever old cliche you want to do, because 80 to 90% chance for maybe up to a ½ inch of rain before we dry up, clear up, but not really warm up beginning on Thursday.
We'll see you at 10 o'clock.